people. Welcome to episode number 33, I believe, of the Clygro Podcast. Got a bit to talk about, I guess. So, yeah. What was the first video from the last episode? Attempting to install macOS 9 on an SSD. Have I got another comment? No, I haven't. So, attempting to install macOS 9 on SSDs, where I just simply attempt to install macOS 9 on an SSD. I mean, technically, yes, but I meant by installing macOS 9, I mean macOS 9 that's compatible with the actual iMac G3 because it's a 2001 model, so like 9.0.4 that I already had an install of didn't work, and I nuked my other macOS install of 9.2.2, so not the greatest plan. As you can probably also tell, I'm doing this a bit differently. I'm actually filming this on my phone, so yeah. After that, plans for my PC and some other stuff is coming soon, where I describe the plans for my PC. Spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about it because it's all failed. And then this next video, which somehow has got a lot of views, 456 as of filming this, plugging in a 4K monitor to see what resolution it can handle, and plug it into my PowerBook G4, because it is PowerBook G4 Adventures episode number 5, I think. Then after that, it's the start of the Clygro PC Adventures, where I finally get the motherboard. So I put in the GPU, which I already had, and the storage, which I already had. That's it. After that, the G4 in a small box, the Mac Mini G4 Adventures episode number 1, where the Mac Mini arrives. However, I do not have any power, but I do have storage and RAM. And actually, spoiler, the RAM didn't work, but yeah. After that, the Clygro PC Adventures episode number 2, where the RAM and the CPU arrived. Yeah. About that. Let's say things have gone quite wrong. Very wrong, maybe. So, let's try and put this in order. So, I got the power supply yesterday. I plugged it in, as you should, into appropriate slots, and I was getting no display signal. At first I was thinking, oh, it's GPU, so I kept on moving the GPU around, nothing. I eventually tested the GPU in Opti, and spoiler, it worked, so it wasn't the GPU. I then was thinking, oh yeah, it's the CPU, so I kept on taking it out, trying to clear a bit of thermal paste that was on the side of the GPU. Nothing. I then eventually end up bending a couple pins on the CPU. And I was like, oh, Dad, can you help me? I can't do this. And it didn't really do much. And I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'll use it with these bent pins. Hopefully, like, putting it in would help. It got stuck. I sort of forced it in, and I broke off one of the pins and bent, like, one nearby quite a bit as well. And yeah, it burnt, and I think the CPU is dead. 46 quid. So my theory, this could be wrong, it's the RAM. That's my theory. I'm not certain it's the RAM, but it could be the RAM. If not it was the CPU or actually the motherboard. I'm not certain about the motherboard, but the thing is, reason why I think it could be the RAM. When I had it all plugged in, initially, the CPU was actually working, like it was heating up, so clearly something was going on with the CPU. But the RAM, nothing. I've like swapped it to the other slots. I've flipped them around. Nothing. I think it's the RAM. But I now need to get a new CPU as well. So, yeah, I've messed up quite a bit. I've not really been filming it either. Yeah, even more stuff went wrong last night. Because I had like my 4K monitor, my 240Hz monitor down here. I was also trying to do stuff with my Mac Mini because the power cable for it arrived yesterday alongside the stick of RAM. And yeah, I actually got it to work, turned on, and yeah. The only problem was it didn't really like the what's the word? Hard drive. It just was stuck, and it was also struggling, and it didn't like the RAM, as I was saying earlier, that I put in from my Power Mac. But the RAM that I got, that I ordered just in case, worked. Which makes sense because it on the Wikipedia page, it literally said for the G4 models, the first models came with 256 megs of DDR, 333 megahertz, and then the later models, like the mid and late, I believe, came with 512 megs of DDR 333, so it would work anyway. And yeah, it does work. So there's that. I've not really done that much with it though. It does power on. I did boot up into Jaguar. I put my iMac G3 in target disk mode, and yeah, it booted in Jaguar like Wikipedia said, and I've seen an article about it, and it was pretty much accurate. The only problem is it has very much graphical artifacts which make it very hard to read, and also it was in grayscale. So, yeah, not the greatest thing. And Puma failed to boot into, and I'm yet to try like a Mac OS 9 install. Just need to see how to do that really. I've not really properly looked into it. I think is it just like disk image or ISO or something? If so, that shouldn't be too much a problem. I'm pretty sure it was like an ISO because I'm pretty sure I saw the setup screen when someone else did it. But yeah, I guess I'll do that for content for tomorrow probably. Or either Clygro PC today, maybe. Don't know. Well, I'll probably do both. What else is there to talk about really? There's a bit landed on the screen. Yeah, so Clygro PC sort of messed up. Update on the case. Oh yeah, there's no CPU cooler, so I can't really run it for longer than, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before it gets too hot and you're just like, yeah, I've got to turn it off. Also, luckily, I found like what's the word? I think it's just called jumper thing for power, like, where the power band would go. Yeah, that was easy. I just stole it off of one of the iMac G3's hard drives. I think it was the 40 gig Seagate one to be exact. Yeah, nice and easy to steal. Okay, what else is there to say? Yeah, so I just put that on. I tried using a screwdriver because supposedly that would work, but the thing is, the ends of the flathead screwdrivers got seem to have like plastic, so it doesn't really work. And it was just sort of too fiddly and stuff, so yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, just saying an update on the case, I don't think I did. Well, also the CPU cooler is supposedly arriving on the 27th, which is not this Monday, the next Monday. Not particularly good. So I might not have Clygro PC for that long. That's like working properly, like until quite what's the word? Until for a little while. Yes, I think either I think the RAM. I'm thinking the RAM. I don't really know what to do. Should I get like low clock rate or something as well? It's going to be quite cheap because I'm going to get it from CX because yeah. I think was it saying? Oh yeah, update on the case. It's currently at like 30 quid last time I checked. There's a bit of postage. I can't remember how much the postage is, but it's like 30 quid and then a couple quid for postage, you know. Well, maybe not a couple, maybe like 8 quid. So it's a case. Yeah, winning last time I checked, but don't really want to go much further. I mean, this PC is probably already quite a bit over budget. I mean, it's annoying because I can't really test if the RAM's fine because I don't have any other RAM because I like for it because I don't have DDR4, any other DDR4 desktop systems, which makes this whole thing an absolute nightmare. Like seriously. And I hate the fact that AMD uses pins for their CPUs because don't forget, Intel actually uses pads for their CPUs. So you can't just like end up accidentally bending pins. Why does AMD do that? Does AM5 also have that? I don't actually know. And this case is on the right way. It's this wireless mic thing that going was that's confusing me there. AM5. AM5 socket AM5. Oh, it looks like it's got pins. No, it's very hard to tell what's going on, really. But well, um, could also try flashing the BIOS, but surely it already have like a BIOS on it, right? It's not too hard because I believe you can do it without like CPU or RAM, which is quite cool. Let's say that. So, yeah, I'm not an expert on these things in case you couldn't tell. Yeah. Need to get a better angle. This is a bit awkward. It's literally like resting on my legs. But yeah. Um, yeah, so I only have things to say. Surely I have more stuff to say, I just can't work out what else I'm supposed to say. Mm, um, yeah, so I guess, by the way, the case, well, last time I checked was when I was like a couple of hours ago. Um, that will be it's Corsair. It's got a Blu-ray drive. It's got like two fans in it as well. I think it's got like six. Um, I think it's six slots for storage devices. Although I won't end up using all of them due to the fact that I've only got four SATA ports on my board, unfortunately. But I do, have two M.2 slots, which is quite neat. Oh yeah, actually, now it reminds me of something. I actually bought two um SSDs yesterday at CX. One of them is Alexa M128 M.2 SSD. I'm gonna pre-install Windows on that and just use that for like playing Fortnite. And then I've got another one. It's a Kingston 120 gig SATA SSD. The M.2 was 15 quid and the SATA was 8 quid. So yeah, not bad. Um, yeah, and hopefully I'll end up trying to put the Kingston one in like one of my PowerPC Macs. It'll probably be either my Mac Mini G4 or maybe my other iMac G3. Yeah, that's the plan. Not really much else to say, I guess. Um, yeah, I can't really think of much else to say. So yeah, in case you couldn't work out, it's a combined price of 23 quid, and hopefully, today go back to CX, get a CPU, get some RAM again, and hope it works. Because I don't think I can use all the CPUs with the board, third gen, which is a bit annoying because I think it's like the BIOS thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an expert on these things, which is the slightly worrying bit. I'm not an expert. Well, I do wish, I could have gone with Intel, but I mean, getting less upgradability, um, you're getting probably worse performance as well. It's just too risky. You know what I mean? So it's just not really much of an option, unfortunately. Um, yeah, that's my main problems. Get, I don't, I'm tempted to say drivers, but the thing is, that's not really going to affect me because a lot of the Ryzen CPUs don't actually have iGPUs, which potentially could be a bit of a mistake. Um, so I'm gonna have to rely on the video drivers, which not the greatest setup. Let's say that. Um, but yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for today. Um, yeah, my website clygro.cc. You are the rules, and so do I. Goodbye.